Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more Triangle Strategy. We are going into Chapter 16 Part 2. We just finished a pretty difficult fight, eliminating the Frosty soldiers at the Grand Norzelian Mine. We had to put out some bombs. It took us 3 tries. We had 2 failures, and then on that third one we finally got it. So yeah, let's continue on. I feel like a Scales of Conviction choice is coming up real quick here.
Deep in the Grand Norzelian mines lay a most unexpected discovery. Crystals of pure salt. Now in possession of knowledge that could alter the course of history in Norzelia, the members of House Wolford gather at Whiteholm Castle to discuss their next move.
Oh, okay, so it's not a part 2. We're just in the next chapter now. So chapter 17.
Unexpected though it may be, the salt crystals are now ours. How shall we proceed?
Carefully, for it has the potential to alter the balance of power across Norzelia. This is an opportunity to reshape the realm to our benefit. We must be strategic.
It's a target on our backs is what it is. There'll be no peace for us so long as we hold him.
Hyzant will set upon us with a fury we've never known if they hear of this.
She's right. They will stop at nothing to defend their faith.
Nor will Frost go quietly into the night.
Then let us prepare for when word does spread, rather than fret over how long we can keep the secret. Whether we protect the salt as ours or find another way to use it, we must act soon.
What say you, Your Majesty?
We find ourselves at a crossroads. Not just as a kingdom, but an entire realm. Our decision will touch every life in Norzelia. I too wish to act quickly. But I beg you all for a moment alone with my thoughts.
Your caution is admirable, but ill-advised. Hesitation could cost us everything.
That much is obvious. Yet I cannot race headlong into the unknown when so much depends upon us.
Benedict, I find myself unmoored as well. I wish to hear from all present before we decide upon a course of action.
As you wish. Pray let it be swift.
Serenoa, answer me this. Can I count on you to walk the path with me, whatever it may be?
I was named Lord of House Wolford long before I was inducted into the Saintly Seven. And I've been your friend even longer still.
Say no more.
Yeah, we have no loyalties to Hyzant.
Take the others to Castle Wolford and await my word. Likewise, inform me of any movements from Hyzant.
As you wish. Until we meet again.
This game has no right being this good. No right. Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay, 3 different exclamations. No side stories, but we do have a character story, it looks like. Who's it gonna be? Looks like it is Benedict. Interesting. While working on the riverbank, Eridor recounts tales from his and Benedict's youth. Let's learn a little bit more about Benedict here.
Once we have stacked those sandbags, we should be well fortified against even the fiercest deluge.
Leave it to me. This old wolf has some vim in him yet. Phew. Haven't used some of those muscles since before I can remember.
I must say, when I saw the enormity of the task before us, I did not think we would finish in mere bells. I had braced myself for a full day of labor, at the very least.
Thank Benedict for that. We'd still be searching for weaknesses in our perimeter had he not been guiding us.
Indeed. But let us not understate Eridor's feats of strength.
Come now, Eridor. How many times must I tell you to be delicate with the sandbags? We only have so many at hand.
I hear you, I hear you. I'll treat him as delicately as my lady love, in the absence of one.
All right, Eridor.
Now is not the time for jests, Eridor.
If you don't want me complaining and you don't want me jesting, then I guess I'll just shut my mouth.
To hear them trading barbs like children, you would never think they work so well together.
Wisdom and strength. Two pillars that keep House Wolfort standing strong.
Wisdom, eh? He wasn't always that way. Took him plenty of failing to get where he is now.
I find that difficult to believe.
Is there something you wish to share with us, Eridor?
Might be. Maybe you've forgotten the folly of 20 years past, but my mind is a steel trap.
Yeah, dish it, Eridor. Come on, I want to hear this.
And what's our task for today?
We are to deliver this message to Lady Destra with all haste.
Seems simple enough. Send a bird.
And at this point, we know that Lady Destra is our actual mother.
I would not trust a bird in this rain. A horse would be more reliable, and swifter besides.
Is that so? I respectfully disagree, my friend. Either way, I'm not going to be the one nursing you back to health if you catch the chills.
Shall we make it a wager, then? Send a bird, and we shall see who reaches Lady Destra first. You had best hurry.
We don't know if Lady Destra is still alive,
What?
do we?
Benedict! Off he goes. Well then, where are those damned hawks? As I recall, Benedict arrived at around the same time as the hawk. If it were a sunny day, he might have won.
Ah, the folly of youth. Many of our best days were spent in Lord Simon's service.
And I mean, they don't know. Because Lord Simon... I guess Benedict knew, but Eridor didn't. So Benedict knew, Lord Simon knew, King Regna knew, obviously Lady Destra knew. But beyond that, we don't know if anybody else knew about it. Not even Lord Simon's wife.
We made many such wagers, in an attempt to get into Lord Simon and Lady Destra's good graces.
I remember when...
I believe we have had enough reminiscing for one day, Eridor.
Don't be such a harsh taskmaster, Benedict. Where's the harm in a story?
Ask me that again when the floodwaters break through our meager fortifications. There is much to do and little time to do it. Wouldn't you agree, Anna?
Me?
Old friends or old enemies? Sometimes it is hard to tell with those two.
Whatever the case, our work's done for the day. And there's nothing like a hard drink after hard labor. You two care to join me?
I would love to. Please, regale me with more tales of your youth.
I see no harm in one drink.
Let's be off then.
Shall we invite Benedict along?
You'd only be wasting your breath.
Not a drinker? Keep his wits about him?
Now that you mention it, I do not believe I have ever seen you two sharing drinks.
Eridor drinks for both.
Spirits cloud the mind, so I rarely drink. When I do partake, however, I prefer to do so in quiet. I fear Eridor would only spoil that.
Ouch. Sorry, Eridor. Okay. Let's jump into the encampment. Let's see about doing our promotion. Oh, we didn't get one from that fight. Damn. Okay. Okay, no Medal of Valor's available here, unfortunately. Oh, look at that. Fully restores a single ally's HP, heals their status elements. It's a good item. It's expensive, though. I've only got one. I'm not going to buy another one, though. I think they're a little too expensive. Call that good. What's this one? Ooh. Yes, that's a good one for you. You definitely should have that. Alright, let's get an indestructible stone to get your next weapon rank. Assuming I have one I can get here. Actually, I probably can't get one here, but let's just check. Yeah. Went the long way through that list, didn't I? Boom, right there. Only 10. Grants immunity to being knocked back. And, ooh, I like that. Let's do that. If I can get one more quality stone, I can do one of these. Do want that eventually. Three quality timber. Ooh, superior fiber, and we can get one of these. Soar up high on Flugy, deal physical damage to a single enemy from above. Increase range of normal attacks. Ooh. And increase accuracy +3. So superior fiber and 3 quality timbers. Timber and stone. Wow, that's something. I do want that ability. Oh, I want that too. 2 superior stones. Goodbye, money. What's this other one? Range of command abilities. That's really good too. I don't understand the idea of increasing her magic attack. She doesn't have any offensive abilities, does she? I don't know what the purpose of that is. Okay, we did not get anything new here. It's still a desperate assault. I think I'm gonna wait a little bit longer on that one still. I want to continue the story. Maybe the next episode we'll try that out. And more character stories, all right. Oh, a new character. Who's this old lady? An elderly woman is attacked by bandits, but she is not as fragile as she seems. Both of those are new characters? Interesting, okay. I didn't realize we were still going to be getting new characters. But here we are.
Good grief. Just what do you hope to gain by hassling a little old lady like me?
Your food. Now hand it over, all of it, or we'll slit your throat.
Cold-hearted.
You are Roselle, are you not? Like those at the source in Hyzant 30 years ago.
What are you
have
talking
to resort
about,
to being
you
bandits.
Your people fled from
It's
oppression,
unfortunate.
yet still you struggle to find peace. Isn't that so?
Shut your mouth, you hag. Just put the food down and be gone.
Hey, you be quiet
So
and
I was
respect
right.
Grandma, okay?
I will say no more, so you had best be on your way now.
We're the ones giving orders here. Besides, we've got no choice.
So disrespectful to Grandma.
So you are blind to the strength of the opponent that stands before you. That is unfortunate.
You're no ordinary old lady.
My pizza delivery arrived. I had to pause. Priorities, you know?
Forgive us. We've had nothing to eat for days. We promise we won't do this again. Please, just spare us our lives.
Your eyes do not lie. Very well. Move along.
You live today.
Thank you.
Good grief. To think that after fleeing Hyzant, some of those poor Roselle had to resort to thievery.
This is the same map we found Archibald
This
on.
is not the world I wished for, but perhaps there is still something I can do.
And did a mental battle on. And what the new mental battle is on as well. Alright, what'd you got up your
Pardon
sleeve,
the
Grandma?
intrusion, my lord.
What is it?
An elderly woman has come seeking an audience with you.
A rare guest. Very well. Show her in.
Yes, sir.
I would hear your name.
You may call me Groma.
The same name as the legendary Frosty General from the Salt Iron War.
Alright.
You're the one they called Iron Fist, yes?
I have long since abandoned that name. After the war, I wandered the land, hoping to find a new purpose. Yet it would seem that I am destined to be drawn into bloody conflict until the end of my
They call her Iron Fist? Okay.
days. But there may still be something this old crone
Marvel's
can do.
calling.
Why do you come to me?
Why do you ask? Can you not trust a former general of Esfrost?
Perish the thought. My own betrothed hails from your land.
Indeed she does.
And we just picked up
And
Sir
of
Flanagan.
Rosellan birth, no less, if I have heard true.
Only a fool judges a person by their origins. I would know what is in your heart.
Ha! You are just as the rumors say. My heart, indeed. I have seen enough suffering to last lifetimes. All I wish now is to see it end.
Then we share a common goal. Let us fight for it as one.
With pleasure. I think you'll find there's life in these old bones yet.
Alright, there's Grama Groma. So, prior general of the Esfrosti army, Groma Georgina? A former Esfrosti general whose epithet, Iron Fist, was feared by all during the Salt Iron War. She shares Serenoa's convictions and visit him in hopes of putting an end to Norzelia's suffering. Alright, so we got a punching grandma. Okay. Groma has joined your forces. Alright, cool. Cool. Who else did we get? So she's a veteran versed in martial arts, counterattacks when evading a physical attack, and can slip deftly between foes. Okay, so she's basically got the pass feature, so she can walk through your foes, so she can't get blocked in. And it sounds like she probably has a high evade stat, which we could also help her with by giving her even more evasion accessories. And anytime she evades, she gets a 2 counterattack. Okay, cool. Might have to give her a shot, see if she's any good. All right, who else we got? Okay, this guy looks like he looks like one of Gustadov's family. He looks as yeah. Within the woods, a man bids farewell to his Rosellan companions. In his hand, he clutches a familiar. That's Maxwell. It's Maxwell! Ladies and gents, we got Maxwell! This is Maxwell. Oh my gosh. The familiar spear clicked it into my mind. I was like, oh shit, and look, yeah, he's dapper as hell. This is Maxwell. Fuck yes. I'm so happy.
Must you go, sir?
I regret to say I must. I have been idle for long enough. But know this, I shall forever be indebted to the Roselle. I know not why fate delivered my battered body to the shores of your village.
I'm so happy.
But I am fortunate that it did. I owe my life to your kindness. Thank you.
You'll have no debt with us. We only did what was right. But where will you go? Safety is a luxury few are afforded these days.
The war rages still, and so long as it does, I must fight with every inch of my being to end it.
A single man can't fix this tangled mess of a world.
Ah, but I am not alone. Every moment my allies risk life and limb without me is a moment I owe them for their bravery. I must rejoin them at once.
I see there's no convincing you otherwise.
Very well. But we expect to hear news of your victory soon.
I sense the world is on the cusp of great change. Change for the better. When it comes, let us celebrate its arrival together.
Oh man, I'm so happy we're getting Maxwell. I've been waiting the whole game for this. I had a feeling it was coming.
Well met, friends. I require passage to see Lord Serenoa.
I gotta admit, I kinda wish he was going straight to Roland, but it's okay, who cares? We're getting Maxwell.
And who are you? If you want an audience, you'll have to wait behind the rest. Wait, that cape, it can't be. You're Sir Maxwell. My lord, Sir Maxwell has returned.
Well, at least he found another hat. You know, the other one was left in the river, if I remember correctly.
My apologies for my abrupt departure, my lord. Full glad am I to see you have managed without me.
Sir Maxwell, you're alive.
Aye, and none the worse for wear, I hope. It seems fate would have me take up my spear once more.
Where have you been? We all feared the worst.
Avlora's fell blow cast me into the river, and its cold embrace washed away my memories, along with my pride. I awoke in a village of kind-hearted folk. I might have stayed there, blissful in ignorance, had news of your exploits not reached them. It was then that old memories stirred, prideful memories, painful memories. My purpose became clear. I must end this war or perish in the attempt. I hope that I have not come too late to make a difference.
Of course not. We would be honored to have you fight by our side. I only hope you can say the same for us, Dawnspear.
Maxwell has joined your forces. Hell yes. I'm so happy. Roland's instructor and the finest lancer in all Glenbrook, specializes in mid-range attacks and possesses multiple powerful abilities. Hell yeah, he does. Hell yeah, he does. Well, next episode we definitely have to do a mental battle because I want to use him as quickly as possible. Alright, so let's take a look at their abilities, our two new characters. I always expect him at the bottom. Okay, so he comes in level 26. The Dawnspear, Maxwell. I love it. Freaking love it, dude. So he's got triple thrust, deal physical damage to a single enemy. So let's see. You've got double thrust, right? Yeah, you got to work on your next. You got to catch up to Maxwell, buddy. You can only do 2. He does 3. But I think it's cool that his ability. It looks like all of his abilities are similar to what some of the things Roland has, which is cool. Run through, I'm guessing, is basically his charge, his rush. Yep. So rush and run through. Move 4 squares in a straight line, dealing physical damage to any enemies in 3 squares along the way. Lance hurl. Deal physical damage to an enemy, has greater range than triple thrust. Counter stance. Chance to deal a counter attack when attacked by an adjacent enemy. 2 birds, 1 stone. Grants 1 TP when attacking 2 or more enemies at the same time. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So if we have a lineup of enemies, if we attack them both, he just gets a free TP charge. Traverse, probably some kind of movement ability, which will probably come in handy. All right, you just made it onto the main team, just like that. He's got Gungnir. Look at that. Very cool. We'll try and upgrade that real soon. This girl's got her bear claws, which look really awesome. All right, Groma. Grandma Groma. Wrong button. Evade detection. Allows you to slip past enemies and obstacles. So that means that you could probably go through barriers as well. That's kind of cool. Sweeping kick. Deal physical damage to enemies across 3 horizontal squares and have a chance to immobilize them for 2 turns. Yeah, we might be using her. She's got some good CC, it looks like. Eliminate and evade. Increases your evasion for 3 turns when you defeat an enemy. Energy Wave, deal physical damage to a single enemy. Power 117, and Lure In, chance to infuriate all enemies within range for 2 turns. And Cross Counter, we'll have to figure out what that is when you get it. One more level and you'll get that. Dude, hell yeah, Maxwell, my man. Welcome to the team. Look at this Fabio motherfucker. He is slaying the ladies. It doesn't matter how old he is. Look at that face. You think he's not slaying the ladies? He's slaying them. He is slaying it, okay? Okay. Very cool. Let's go see if we can upgrade his weapon real quick. Where are you at? There you at. Okay, so we're gonna need silver and electrum. Two more iron, silver, electrum. We're almost out of money though, actually. I don't think we're gonna be able to do this. Yeah, we won't. All right, we're just gonna have to wait. That's okay. All right, we'll work on that later. We'll get him upgraded a little bit later. Okay, so let's go to Hyzant first. The Hierophant's Palace. Word of the salt crystals within the Grand Norzelian mines reaches the Hierophant's Palace. Damn it, Milo. Milo. I think it's Milo.
Ah, Milo has sent a dispatch from Glenbrook. Deep within the Grand Norzelian mines lies... It would seem salt crystals were found within.
Impossible!
The discovery of salt outside the source explains Gustadolf's recent provocations.
How can you be so calm? The teachings tell us that salt is a blessing, bestowed only upon the goddess's followers. The discovery of these salt crystals is an existential threat to Hyzant.
Salt crystals are salt too. We need only keep word of this discovery from spreading.
Of course. But how?
The Hierophant has spoken. Minister Exham, you shall raise an army and seize the Grand Norzelian mines in Hyzant's name.
Oh, God.
The Hierophant asks us to invade Glenbrook?
Do you have another way to silence King Roland and his royal hounds in House Wolfort?
Minister Serenoa is one of us, and thus is honor-bound to heed the Hierophant's word. But we know not if he will do so, or if he will cast his lot with his precious king. You shall ask him yourself when you surround Castle Wolfort en route to the mine.
And if he resists?
You are free to deal with him, as we do with all who forsake the goddess.
All right. Hyzant's about to be an enemy. Okay, Gustadolf gathers his troops at Twins Gate and rallies them by revealing that the Grand Norzelian mines and salt crystals have been taken from Esfrost.
I am gladdened to see each and every one of you, my ironclad brothers in arms, here at Twins Gate. I have asked you here to tell you of a most fortuitous discovery. We have found crystals of salt deep in the Grand Norzelian mines. Alas, Glenbrook has taken those very mines from us. What's worse, Glenbrook's esteemed House Wolfort is led by one of the Saintly Seven of Hyzant.
they will no doubt be informed of the salt crystals, and their precious religion will be shaken to its core.
So we've got 2 armies that are going to make their way to those mines at the same time. This could turn ugly real quick. Oh, man. Maybe we'll let Hyzant and Esfrost, you know, cull each other out a little bit.
I trust you can all imagine how Hyzant will respond to such an affront.
I guess the problem is that Hyzant's going to come through our territory first.
But will instead seek the crystals for themselves, that their reign of terror may continue unimpeded. Therefore, we must subdue Glenbrook and seize the mines for Esfrost if we are to counter this grave threat. But we cannot stop there, for that will only draw Hyzant to our gates. They will stop at nothing to conquer all of Norzelia in their name. The Duchy has never been in a more precarious position. But we will not yield. We subscribe to no faith, and we bend the knee for no king. We shall greet our enemies at Twinsgate with cold, hard steel. Our newest weapon, the Death's Knell, is nearly complete. With it, we shall strike back at Hyzant. The false goddess shall crumble beneath the sheer force of our iron will, and Hyzant reduced to rubble along with her. Raise your swords, my black iron heroes. Your names shall be cast in iron when the histories of this day are written. You shall be known as the defenders of Esfrost.
Yeah, it sucks to be Glenbrook caught in the middle, huh?
Oh, yes. The Death's Knell will reduce many a falsehood to rubble, dear Gustadolf.
All right. He does not forgive, he does not forget. And he might still be on our side here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end this episode just a couple minutes early before we start going into this. In the next episode, we'll probably watch this, see whatever this leads into story-wise, and then after that, we're probably going to start using 2 of our new characters in a mental battle. So that's the plan going forward. So thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Have a good one, everybody. I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters, Darren York, ZTD, 7th Son, Louis D, Ivan K, Len, HLLJ, Knife Namaste, Caleb Adkins, and Jordan and Emily Hill. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.